Can we have Kevin Heisler come forward, please? Kevin. It's a long way from Tan Cook Island to Beijing, but the man before you, who has modestly and without seeking fanfare dedicated the last 35 years of his life to the sport of track and field, has made that journey. He was born in Halifax, spent all of his junior high and high school years on Tan Cook Island, and tonight, besides making parents Wilfred and Velma very proud, creates even more recognition for that small island off of Chester, besides the excellent sauerkraut. Heisler has done it all as a volunteer. He has been a coach, a meet organizer, a mentor, and has helped shape the sport he loves with a passion, a sport in which youngsters eagerly participated because of Kevin's nature. When these young people became adults, they were drawn to it as volunteers. He has been a growth engine for track from the day he started as a physical education teacher in elementary schools in Halifax through today as a coach at the club level and a meet organizer for A-list athletes. He has given of his time to provincial and national boards, and for his dedication, yet more so because of his talent, he's been regularly named a Canadian national team coach in international venues. Bernie Chisholm, an inductee to the Hall of Fame in 2004 as a builder in track and field, has known Kevin for most of those 35 years. They have coached against each other and cooperated in many events for the betterment of the athletes.
He just loves the sport. He's a fantastic individual, very modest, very humble, but at the same time very organized. When it comes to coaching, he has his athletes very well prepared. He wants to get the most out of them. He has been very successful doing that over the years. And from an administrative point of view, certainly he has been selected to be head coach of Canada's teams and international competition and so on. So his ability is certainly recognized not only around here but across Canada.
Kevin has coached locally, provincially, and nationally. He has organized local meets from school events to the internationally known Eileen Mar Classic, which has been a late summer fixture in Halifax since 1992. He has served on executives at the provincial and national level, and he has done it all with a mild demeanor that demands respect from athletes, coaches, and administrators. Peter Lord is a former executive director of Athletics Nova Scotia and now coaches track and field at Dalhousie. Peter sees the development of the Eileen Mar International Track Classic as one of Kevin's main contributions to the sports.
Well, I think the biggest impact that Kevin has had on track and field, especially in this province, is his development of the Eileen Mar International Track Classic and the associated meets with it. It is by far the most developed track and field meet on the East Coast, and it's really taken place as one of the major track meets on the calendar in Canada each year. And this has been a development and ongoing process. It really started as something that was more of a regional meet that grew and grew, and now it's become internationally recognized as a meet that athletes can attend and achieve great performances.
As a coach, Kevin has the right attitude. Bernie Chisholm has seen how athletes react to good coaching.
You know, when you go to practice and you see 15, 20, 25 young people there, wanting to be there, committed to the sport, I always said that keeps you young. And I think Kevin and I have the same philosophy on that, to work with a bunch of young people and to see them do well and see them want to and willing to work extremely hard and so on. That's uplifting.
He has been called unflappable, calm, reassuring, and motivating, and that's evident when you watch him in the infield at the Mar Classic, being peppered with questions from other meet officials while quietly pulling the strings to keep things on schedule. That reputation as a meet director reaches to the basic needs of runners, starting with the largest elementary school meets in Nova Scotia in the last dozen years, to the highly competitive National Cross-Country Championships. His meets also enable officials to practice their skills and be evaluated for promotion to higher levels of certification. Peter recognizes Kevin's enthusiasm for making a meet important for the athletes and the spectators.
His excitement and enthusiasm when he realizes that he's done something special for the province and for the athletes. You know, when he sees a big crowd of fans at the meets, I mean, he knows he's done a good job and that he's developed this class field for people to come and see and for athletes to compete against.
He has been twice named Athletics Nova Scotia's Coach of the Year, has been a middle-distance coach of many provincial teams, the Canadian junior men's and senior women's teams at 3 World Cross-Country Championships. He headed Canada's delegation at the 1993 World Cross-Country Championships in Spain and was Canadian team leader at a 2002 meet in Beijing. This man is a coach, administrator, organizer, mentor, a builder of young people into a track and field community that gets stronger each year in Nova Scotia. And Kevin Heisler is the newest inductee in the builder category to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame. Kevin, right there, standing O. All right, guys. To present the certificate, on behalf of AML Communications, Janice Gates. The pin presentation, a member of the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame as a builder, Brian Langley, a longtime friend and former teacher, Kevin's coach way back when, now a volunteer with Kevin at virtually every meet at which Kevin is involved. Congratulations. It's always fun to trace evolution and development of an event like the Eileen Marr Invitational. It's been around a while now. Give us a sense through stats of where it began and how big and respected it's become.
The event began in 1992, and after having a couple years off because of lack of resources, it was born again in '95, and since then has taken place every year at St. Mary's University, with the exception of 1 year at Metfield. And the event has got bigger. It's now part of fixtures of 4 or 5 events in Canada. And next year it'll be part of something called the National Track League, with meets in Victoria, Vancouver, Edmonton, Toronto, and Halifax.
Forgive the expression, but things don't get bigger unless they're good. Forgive. And I'm curious, when you hear from athletes why they want to come and why they want to come back year after year, what do you hear?
They want competition. Also, the ante has been upped in regard to these people are not well-to-do, and you try to provide some resources for them in terms of prize money. So when you put up some prize money, people want to come and compete and perform.
Right. 35 years of working essentially with kids and helping them grow. Rick had a great response to this, and I'd like to hear yours as well. What do you get from that, from seeing that growth?
A lot of, and I won't start listing names, a lot of people gave of their time to me when I was going through the history lesson here earlier, going to Chester High. A lot of people gave their time to me and in university. And I've tried to return that favor. And I've met a lot of good people, and a lot of those young people are now adults, and I have taught some of the adults and the children and get out before I start teaching the grandchildren. But, you know, they've given a lot, and I've tried to return the favor.
You've returned it with remarkable results. Congratulations on this induction. Kevin Heisler, ladies and gentlemen.